We about to start soon. Just waiting on the 6 people. So we're about to start soon. Just to let y'all know, because I see the comments. Thank you, appreciate it. Find your comments very amusing. Christian and Chuck. Okay. So I'm about to start. Once, yeah. Now that's right there. About to start. You got to start. Why NCAA players shouldn't be paid. College sports is arguably one of the most exciting things about going to college. One of the most debated things considering college athletics is whether or not student athletes should get paid for playing their designated sports. While most would say that the logical route, seen as the funding for the schools, seems to be a lot, student athletes should not get paid, simply since they already have many financial opportunities. The worth of a certain sport creates an imbalance in the athletic department, and lastly, gender equality. Hypothetically, if student athletes were to get paid, then athletes in high ranking sports would get more than those in low ranking sports. According to SB Nation, the NCAA income outperforms the $1 billion mark, and a large portion of the income originated from huge coordinated occasions in men's basketball and men's football. Daily Local News expressed that NCAA players shouldn't be paid because a football player that contends in a high competitive sport shouldn't be a similar measure to a athlete that competes in a less aggressive sport. In the article, New York Times, why NCAA athletes shouldn't be paid states on the off chance that school competitors were to get paid, it would cause a disturbance between teammates in the locker room, as some players would get a better paychecks than others. Players opt not to get paid because, as competitors, they would have better financial opportunities. The NCAA offers different methodologies on how schools can compensate their understudy competitors through scholarships, grants, housings, and so on. According to the NCAA, around $10 million in scholarships and grants are awarded to graduate student athletes and members' schools. Additionally, competitors are compensated an extra grant to cover every one of the costs concerning their school fees. Studies also demonstrated that each NCAA Division I program got boundless free care from their sponsors. Also, the NCAA gets $1 billion in sponsorship cash to separate between each conference and their schools. Also, in the 2015-2016 school year, for the first time, student athletes receive not only the full cost of attendance scholarship, but also a stipend on the top of the awarded money. This is to help those athletes who cannot make ends meet with just their full ride, as college is also full out-of-pocket expenses. These stipends ranges from $2,000 to $5,000 respectively. Lastly, players should not get paid because creating an imbalance what sports would bring the most revenue. There would also be a substantial pay gap between women and men's athletics. According to the NCAA, the average attendance for women's basketball games at the Division One level was 1,517 per game. South Carolina led Division One in the attendance with just over 12,000 fans per home game. Division One men basketball teams averaged 3 times more than women's games, with over 4,700 fans per game. The Title VI, the law that requires gender equality, is blatantly ignored. For example, even if the Huskies women team over at the University of Connecticut, won the tournament in 2016, they didn't get financially rewarded. The male tournament, however, earned around $260,000. Although collegiate sports are enjoyed, the need to pay student athletes is not a favorable option. The inequality it will create in pay between genders and more popular sports would not work well with the true mission of the NCAA. Also, student athletes already get free rides towards their education and are being compensated through other forms of funding such as stipends and sponsors. My 3 resources for this speech was Andrew Zimbalist with the New York Times, the NCAA Women Problem, created on March 26, 2016. Then I have Scott Yenor, A Sport Indifference on Women's and Women's Athletic, Public Discourse, created April the 3rd, 2016. And then my last one is Equal Yanka, Why NCAA Athletes Shouldn't Be Paid, The New Yorker, created on June 17, 2017. Yes. And that was my speech. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.